Hey everybody, it's David coming to you today from Otoro, Japan. Otoro is a port city here close to the town of or city of Sapporo, and perhaps you remember Sapporo, Japan from it hosting the Winter Olympic Games several years ago. Otoro is just a beautiful little canal city that is here, and it's nice to have feet on the ground after having, gosh, I guess eight nights of nothing but sea for the last few days. So welcome to Module 6. Module 6 is probably one of my favorites. It talks about reasoning and the different types of reasoning that goes into critical thinking. Chapter 12 talks about comparative reasoning. Think about that as a perspective of sometimes that we begin to think about, define certain things based upon how it compares to something else. And so we utilize that quite often in our thinking and reasoning and rationalization. And so chapter 12 talks about comparative reasoning. Chapter 13 talks about ideological reasoning. Now, ideological reasoning has a lot of biases built into that sometimes. Those are things that, again, think about the ideology that you follow, right? And so it's beliefs, it's belief systems that people may tend to not question. And so chapter 13 talks about ideology or ideological thinking that is more of a top-down type of reasoning. And then chapter 14 talks about empirical reasoning, and that is more of a bottoms-up type of reasoning, where you go out, you do a lot of research. It's more of a prove-it-to-me type of reasoning, which in this class is a much higher form of critical thinking. And so you'll spend time talking about each one of those components this week. The discussion board introduces social media again. Social media has an influence on reasoning and how that happens. So I want you to talk about that with your classmates. And then the application wants you to dive deeply into those three forms of reasoning. Now, before you go into any detail or give examples, I would expect you to provide definitions for each of those. Remember, define, then apply. I would expect you to use a lot of Charleston Southern Online Library research this week. This is a research-rich topic, so please make sure that you do that this week. Let's see, I'm going to be here in Japan for the next few days, and very accessible, so it's going to be 12 or 13 hours ahead of you, and so just keep that in mind when you're expecting a response. Sometimes I may be asleep. All right, take care, have a good week, and I'll chat with you soon. Bye.